All right, welcome back. Just breezing through the first hour here of a liquid lunch, as we do every single day live, noon to 2 Eastern. Welcome to everybody on the Biz Talk Radio Network also, and everyone on Facebook, social, YouTube. Thank you. Keep the engagements and the comments coming. It's really helping us. Quick look in on the markets right before we start talking about your money. Dow down 700. Back under the 29,000, and that got spit out like a bit. And Overstock at $77, down $50 in 2 weeks. So keep your eye on that one. And if you remember, about 3 weeks ago, I told you that I was looking at buying some Wayfair 275 puts, and people were laughing at me. Wayfair checks in today 276. Crushed in the last month, and anything that looks like a vaccine or may help, malls and retail open again is going to lay a mad whopping on the e-commerce stocks like Overstock and Wayfair. So we'll keep you up to date on that. Joined right now by a guy who knows a lot more about making money than me. Pleasure to have him. Kevin Harrington joins us right now. He's one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, creator of the infomercial and pioneer of the as seen on TV industry. Kevin, I've been a fan from afar for a long time. I think we crossed paths a couple times at CNBC years ago. But I'm an admirer. I like all the stuff you talk about, and you've done some amazing things. But today we're talking about mentoring. And you and one of your mentees, an entrepreneur, Mark Tim, wrote the groundbreaking new book, Mentor to Millions, Secrets of Success in Business and Beyond. It's coming out in a couple weeks. It'll be everywhere, I'm sure. And then, it talks a lot about the importance of having a mentor. Who was your mentor that got you knowing that you needed people like this?
Thanks for the kind opening. That was very nice, and great seeing you again. Been a few years, but yeah, so I, believe it or not, I had my first mentor when I was 11 years old. Of course, it was my father, Charlie. My father was a bartender originally, saved up enough money to open up his own bar, Harrington's Irish Pub. I started 11 years old. I think I was in the 6th grade, bar backing and bus boy, serving tables. But he also brought me behind the scenes, showed me close the books out at the end of the day, the supply chain and hiring and firing techniques. By the time I got to be 15, he said, time for you to start your own business. I was in high school. Of course, little did I know he was setting me up for when I got to college. He said, I'm not going to pay for your college. Okay. So I'm one of 6 kids. I had a couple older sisters, and they got their college paid for. But when it came to me, it's like, time to do it yourself. So I had created a full-time business then. But I've had a lot of mentors. My dad was my first. Zig Ziglar was another famous mentor that I had. And that's kind of the interesting part of the story here, in that I met Mark Tim, who I'm mentoring through the book. Mentor to Millions is a journey of myself, the mentor, and Mark Tim, the mentee. But we were both mentees of Zig Ziglar. Didn't realize it until Zig passed, and then Tom Ziglar introduced us and said, "You guys need to meet and do some business." So, that was kind of a really cool way for us to connect the dots.
So, how many millions have you made with your mentees?
Oh, I mean, so that's one of the advantages. And sometimes a mentor-mentee relationship is purely just one of giving back to the entrepreneurial community. For me, it's been one of my passions to help people. So in the case of Mark Tim, it started just me mentoring him. No financial obligations, no money coming to me. But eventually, Mark said, "Hey, I've got some opportunities maybe you'd want to take a look at." So we became partners after the mentoring process. And sometimes that will happen. So, I mean, one of Zig's famous quotes, if you remember Zig Ziglar, was, "You can get everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want." So help people, it's going to come back.
Yeah, I have been luckily on Wall Street 30 years. I'm still alive and ticking, knock on wood. But I have been a big follower as a salesman and a marketeer of Zig Ziglar's theories and philosophies. And to me, he's the king. So the fact that you were mentored by him, that should tell everyone a lot. And at least you're passing it on. I was going to say, as you were talking about, and I read the about the book here, I was going to say my father was my mentor in life because he was a cop and he had all side businesses and sold sporting goods, and I was measuring feet when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? And then
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and then on Wall Street, I got my Uncle Dennis, who was on the board of American Express, so he really put me down a good path. But I get this. I've been thinking about writing a book about my mentors. I could put like 5 heads on the Mount Rushmore of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
One of them is Dr. Patrick Byrne, the former CEO of Overstock.com. Wacky, crazy, billionaire, but taught me so much about life and philosophy. And the other one is Harvey Pitt, the former chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. So do I have the gamut of mentors or what?
Hey, you said it best too. I mean, look, Richard Branson helped me through some tough times at one point, and I've had finance mentors that came in and helped me raise I'm a marketing guy, but I had capital raised through some of my other financial mentors. So I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I wouldn't have been on Shark Tank and sitting here if I hadn't had some really powerful mentors.
Yeah, well, look, I feel like everybody I know, I'll tell you what, one of my mentors who gives me great solid advice, never really do business together, is this guy, Tony Venditti. And I used to bother him when I saw him at conferences and say, give me something new to do. Where's a cool place I can attack? Something on the edges, something where, that's boutiquey,
Yeah.
And he said, would you do what I told you 6 months ago when I saw you in Monte Carlo, right? And I said, well, I started that, it's going forward, and blah, blah, blah. And after a few years, he said to me, you know what I like about you? I get rid of the other guys by giving them advice, and then they never follow up. And then at least you follow up. So if you learn nothing else from me, no, I chew everyone off by asking them what they did. And you're usually the only one that at least has some results, whether they worked or not. You did something, so I feel good about mentoring you more. So is that?
This is what a mentor needs. He needs fulfillment. And Mark Tim, he's got a saying. He says, it's important for the mentee to be the mentor's best student. And Mark was an amazing student for me because I could give him something to do, and sometimes he'd be back 24 hours later. All right, I'm done. I'm ready to go. What's the next step, right? So yeah, you need that fulfillment because there's no sense putting time and effort into somebody, giving them all the things that come out of your head, and then they tell you, oh, you know what? I'll get around to that eventually, right? No, I mean, that's it. We're done. Okay. No
doubt. So where do you see, I don't know if you weigh in on this, heavily or not, but where do you see, the evolution or the continued evolution and adoption of cryptocurrencies in the new economy?
I'm not the guru in that arena, but I think as I have followed it over the years, I'm seeing more of a resurgence in some offerings and some coin deals and things like this in the crypto space. But I would tell you that I'm cautiously optimistic that there will be some good results and assets created out of cryptocurrency deals.
Yeah, I think it is. I think the process is slow moving, but I think unfortunately, as capitalists, we want as little government intervention as possible. But in this case, I think it'll get more of a retail adoption once there's some really dark lines that the regulators say, here's how we're going to regulate it. Then people will feel even a little safer about it. That's just my
I know Facebook was trying to come out with something at one point that got derailed. I don't know if they're still trying, but that's a big endeavor for a company like that.
Yeah, no. Well, they could have taken over the world. I thought it was a bold move, if you ask me. But we'll do crypto maybe another time. But Kevin, thank you so much. Really appreciate having you on. If you're working on anything else, any deals you want to talk to our audience about, a lot of business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs watch the show. come on anytime. Please do.
I love to be here, and thanks for letting me talk about my book, Mentor to Millions. Appreciate it.
That's
Thank
right,
you.
man. Go out and get Mentor to Millions. You can get some secrets of success in business and beyond. And this guy, if you know anything, if you ever see the as seen on TV and the infomercials and everything else, that's the guy right there. Not Ron Popeil. Set it and forget it. It was him, this guy. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break right here. Wrap this hour up right after this with some news of the day. Be back at you with some more news with the booze right after this.